everyone, welcome back. Tonight I'm going to do a wine review on the 19 Crimes Chard, which is of course a Chardonnay. Just to give you a little bit of history on the 19 Crimes brand, just in case you're not familiar with it. It is a wine brand that celebrates the criminals that broke the 19 crimes in Britain. So for those of you who don't know, Australia was a penal colony. It was colonized by British convicts. If you were convicted of one of the 19 crimes, you would be transported from Britain to Australia and you had to live there. So it's very interesting because instead of penalizing you by death for these crimes, they just sent you to a whole other country. But it's very interesting because a lot of people did end up dying on the journey to Australia, whether it was from disease from the ships with so many people on it, or shipwrecks, what have you. But a lot of people did die on this journey to a new colony that they were forced to go to. So it's interesting to note that Jane Castings, who is featured on the Chard bottle, she was convicted of transporting stolen cheese and bacon. She was a mother and a wife, and was forced to leave her family in Britain to colonize Australia for 7 years due to her crimes. So tonight we're going to celebrate Jane Castings, and we're going to review her Chard. One thing I want to note that is really, really cool about the 19 Crimes brand is that they have an animated wine label. Download the Living Wine Label app and you can see the really cool interactions that this has. In fact, I'm going to show it to everybody. So download the Living Wine Labels app on your smartphone. It's going to give you different experiences you can choose from. Choose the 19 Crimes experience. And then it's going to ask you to scan the label at the bottom. So scan that label, and I'm going to show you all what happens when you scan this label.
Someday, sometime, our eyes shall see the faces kept in memory. Someday their hands shall clasp our hand, just over in the morning land.
I don't know about you guys, but I think that's pretty cool. And each of these wines do that. It's just a different person and a different story per wine. There are 6 different wines that I am going to review, so this is going to be a series. Every few days, I'm going to upload a wine review on each of these wines. Also, really interesting to note is that on all of the corks that come out of these wine bottles, there's a crime listed. So I'm going to collect all 19 crimes. So that's a lot of wine, but I can do it. So I just want to show you that this one is assault with an intent to rob. That is the crime that is on this cork that I pulled out of the Chard. So I've already poured myself a glass. I've already been tasting it. And I have to say that it's really good for a Chardonnay. I'm typically not a white wine drinker. I prefer red wines. I prefer a dry, bitter taste, and thankfully Chardonnays do have that, so I can stomach this. It's very refreshing. It's a very good Chardonnay. I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the 19 Crimes brand, period. It's very interesting. It gives you something to do while you're drinking the wine, so it makes drinking wine even more fun. I mean, I know drinking wine is fun in itself, but why not make it more fun? So go ahead, try the Chard, read up on Jane Castings on the 19crimes.com website, and here's to the criminals of Britain.